Hi, I'm Tiffany,
And I'm Christina.
and we run the Lazy Girls Book Club on Facebook.
And today we are answering the question, even though you didn't ask, we are answering what books should you not read if you are already emotionally damaged?
We have quite the list for you.
Yes.
Okay.
We are emotionally damaged, but we like to further the damage. So
Mhm.
if you are like us, please feel free to read these books.
Yes.
But if you are fragile and you don't want to further your emotional damage, please steer clear.
It's very clear of
Yeah.
these. Don't even do it. Don't even
Mhm.
think about them.
Don't even look them up.
Starting with
Manacled by Senlin Yu. If you know us, you know this is one of our top favorite books for so many reasons. And the emotional impact that it has on you when you are reading it is a lot. It is so deep and it hurts.
It hurts
and
so
it's,
much.
And it's beautiful.
Yes.
And you love it and you hate it and you're angry and you're crying.
Mhm.
And then you feel better, but then worse again, and then better. And it is so fantastic. And I'm going to stitch in the picture where I just laid on the floor of the living room after I finished.
Especially because of that last line in the book.
Yes.
I
If you know, you know.
will be scarred by that last sentence for the rest of my life.
Yes.
But wait until you read Alchemized, which comes out at the end of September. I had the opportunity to read an arc of Alchemized, and it was just as amazing as Manacled. So be on the lookout for that.
I have mine pre-ordered, and I am going to Black Cat's
midnight release
party, and I'm very excited to get my copy.
I will be working for, so make sure you guys come. So, second, I would say June 1st and Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Jennifer Hartman is the queen of writing a taboo romance. She can make you feel so many things. And Still Beating was very, very emotional, and it had some really strong trigger warnings. June 1st, though, I felt like was way more emotional. There was a more of a heavy impact of big feelings in this book. But remember that it's taboo, and if you're going to read them, check your trigger warnings first. Okay. The Ravenhood Legacy books. Yes. I know in our previous video we talked about the Ravenhood series. Kate Stewart decided to further emotionally devastate us by continuing this legacy. One Last Rainy Day and Severed Heart, I have read them both, and I cried through all of them.
So One Last Rainy Day is Dom's story.
Yes.
And Severed Heart is Tyler's?
Story.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't read either of them. I have had One Last Rainy Day sitting on my bookshelf for 9 months, and this is one of those ones where I know I am already emotionally damaged by the original trilogy, and I can't bring myself to go back and open up the wounds. I will get to it, but it's just one of those ones that sits there ominously looking at me like, don't you want to cry today?
Yep. Severed Heart is...
It's time for the noises.
Yeah. I just finished that one probably a month ago. The whole thing hurts. The whole entire book from start to finish is devastating.
I love Tyler.
I love Tyler. I'm so glad that he has his own story now. So,
anything by Abby Jimenez. If you haven't read Abby Jimenez's books, any of them, I highly recommend you pick one up. I wouldn't say they're like emotionally crushing like some of these other ones on the list, but she has such a gift for writing emotion into what seems like a fluffy rom-com.
Yes.
And you almost don't realize that you're so deep into the feels because you're laughing and the banter's really good and it's funny and it's real. And then when I finished Just for the Summer, I sat there and I was like, I feel so like emotionally healed by the end of this book. And I didn't realize that what it was doing to me until I finished it. And I was like, wow, that was really deep. And it was like an emotional ride.
Yes, she puts like heavy elements into every single one of her books, but in a way that's lighthearted, and you don't realize that there's heavy topics in it until you finish it.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so next would be anything by Rebecca Yarros that is not Fourth Wing. Not that Fourth Wing is not amazing in itself, but all of her other books are really sad. They have devastating endings, especially the last letter and the things we leave unfinished. Both of those, I cried quite a bit in those books.
I love that for Rebecca, that she had written all these other books before
Yes.
the Empyrean series. And, you know, I think they were mildly popular
Yeah.
prior to Fourth Wing, but then, you know, people read Fourth Wing and the other books, and then they're searching for like, what else has she written? Because I love these books. And then all those other books she had blew up in this whole group of people that may have never picked them up otherwise.
Right.
Are reading them and loving them. And I've never seen anybody say anything bad about any of those Rebecca Yarros books.
No, I haven't either.
They just seem like beloved, and everyone's like, I bawled my eyes out.
Yes.
So if you love crying and being crushed, pick up a Rebecca Yarros book.
There you go.
Next, this is a throwback. She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. I read this book. It's always been on the top of my list. If someone's like, what's your top 5 books? I always put She's Come Undone on there. I read this book when I was, I want to say probably 17 or 18. I was in high school. And it has just stuck with me. And without disclosing how old and decrepit I am, that was a long time ago. And I still think about this book. It is, the main character's name is Dolores, and it goes from her childhood trauma, how that impacts her and makes her become the person she is. And it's a coming of age story of how she overcomes that trauma, how it shapes her and what she does with it. And I feel like it gets extra points for being written by a man about like a adolescent and then young woman, because it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
He does a really good job, in my opinion, of writing from a woman's perspective. And then he's got another book that I read after that called I Know This Much Is True, and it's about 2 twin brothers and mental health, and it is also excellent and just heavy, and he is a master of some emotional damage and working through it. So he just came out with a new book, so I can't wait to read that because I just really enjoy his writing.
Yeah, I think someone just posted about it in the group that they had read it. I think it was Liz.
Shout out Liz.
Hi Liz. The next one is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. That one devastated me. I listened to it and I recommend listening to it. It was so good, but it definitely left me in tears.
I have not read that one. I started reading it and what are we calling it? Not DNF. Not for now.
Not for now.
I not for now'd it because it just wasn't resonating, but I will go back and listen to it because you and some other people have told me listening to it was a really good experience. And so I don't know why I was having trouble slogging through it. Now I have read her Darker Shades of Magic trilogy, which are amazing. So I do like her writing style. So I need to go back and read that one.
Yeah, I'm going to read her Bury Your Bones in the Midnight
Yes.
Soil because I just found out it's about vampires.
It's right behind your head, actually. I can't wait to read that one.
I'm going to do that one this month.
Her writing is
I
excellent.
think. A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner.
When Tiffany was reading this one, it stands out to me. I didn't read it, but when she was reading it, she was constantly texting me to tell me about how this book was making her feel so much and how I needed to read it. And it was the most amazing book. And she was devastated.
That one hurt.
Yeah.
It did.
She
So
made it through.
I did. I survived it. We also wanted to throw a couple nonfiction books in there. Spilled Milk by K.L. Randis. She is a survivor of child abuse. She had a horrible upbringing, and she wrote a story on that. It was a devastating story. It seriously, I listened to that, and I'm just absolutely amazed by what she survived and where she's ended up. And secondly, I would say If You Tell by Greg Olson. He wrote this book about a true story about, like, I think it was 3 children. It was about children that survived about 3 children. Okay, If You Tell was about children who survived a horrific upbringing. And Greg Olson interviewed them to tell the story. Greg Olson interviewed this family to talk about this.
Tiffany would like me to tell you about If You Tell by Greg Olson. It was the story of children who survived an horrible upbringing, and he was able to interview them and write this book about their experiences, and it just ripped her apart.
Yes, thank you so much. I cannot seem to get my words out correctly today.
Oh,
Thank you. You didn't ask, but we answered.
So even though you didn't want to know, we told you what books to stay away from if you are already emotionally damaged. If you have read any of these books, comment and let us know what you thought of them. Or if you have a book that you want to add to our list of emotionally damaging literature, comment and like this video.
Thank you.
Bye.